So yeah, um, the shed project has officially been abandoned, regrettably. Couldn't help it. Just never found the time. Never found the space to store all the crap that I had to put in there. So I never even got started on the demolition. Which, if you watch my last vlog, I was going to get started that weekend, but I never did because I'm a lazy piece of crap. That's not the end of the story, though. I did have some tenants living in my basement. Things didn't work out, and they moved out at the end of November. And, well, I have taken over the basement. We've decided, my girlfriend and I have decided that we can afford to live here without having tenants, so we don't need that headache. So I have taken over one of the downstairs bedrooms, and now this is going to be my studio. And I have, let's just say, done a little system upgrade. I still have the same camera, but everything else is a little bit more sophisticated. For example, yeah, I got a lot to learn about chroma key, but for a first time, I think I'm pretty impressed. I'm pretty satisfied with how this has turned out. I bought some equipment off of Amazon on Black Friday. They had some really good sales on green screens and frames and lights, and I basically upgraded everything except my camera, my tripod, and my actual microphone. This one I bought about a year ago. I had it when I was still working out in the shed. But I bought a proper mic stand for it because previously I had just a like a scissor arm, like you would have a lamp on the end of, and that worked out in the shed because I had the rafters I could hang it from, so it was easy to move around. But in here I don't really have that option, so I bought a proper mic stand. So that's cool. Other than that, yeah, I got like 4 proper lights. So I got the 2 behind me for the green screen. I got 2 in front of me. And I got to do some tweaking. I kind of need to figure out a little better how to make everything work, because I know there's a little bit of a burn mark right here where the green screen isn't quite getting coverage, and whenever I tend to move around a little bit, it tends to break out. But for someone whose only teacher was a couple of YouTube videos, I'm very happy with how this is working out. But I got a lot to learn yet. As for what's been going on, in my last vlog I said that I'd been working up north for a couple of months. I have now been working out of this division of my company now for 7 months. Since it started June. It is second week of January right now, and it's working out really well. I fit in really well up there. I like most of the people. It's not perfect. It's not perfect, but I'm getting there. I like the work. It's hard. It's long hours. It's similar split shift as I've always been doing, working for this company. 3-4 hours in the morning, 3-4 hours in the afternoon. Sometimes you have a run in the middle of the day that kind of screws you up if you want to catch a nap, but what can you do? It's a job. Work is work. I'm not complaining. And I'm just happy to have something to do, because it's more than a lot of my friends can say is... some of them don't have jobs at all, or are just straight up unable to work due to, medical problems or this or that. But for me, yeah, it's been really good. I like it up there. God help me. After 2 weeks, it tends to get a little bit. You tend to burn out a little bit. By the time you come to your days off, all you really want to do is sleep. But whatever. It is what it is. But yeah, I think as I explained in the previous vlog, which you may or may not have watched, I work from Wednesday to Wednesday. Previously, for pretty much the whole summer, I was driving up because it's only a few hours drive and it doesn't really save you any time to fly. It does save you some money, but I like the convenience of having my car there. But since the winter has come, since the weather started to turn, I've been flying, and there's some real inconveniences to doing that because I live so far from the airport, so getting there is a pain in the ass. So it actually takes longer to get to the airport and then get to Fort McKay and all that than it would just to drive, given optimal conditions. But conditions right now are far from optimal. Right now it's minus 27 Celsius, so about minus 10, 8, 10 Fahrenheit. Wind chill of minus 35. So that's about where 35, 40. That's about where Fahrenheit and Celsius temperatures kind of meet. So it's mighty cold out there. So yeah, driving up, not really safe, not really comfortable doing that. And yeah, I feel I'm always a little bit nervous just driving around here, or even just going to work up there, because the roads can get pretty treacherous. But our buses are pretty sure-footed, and I know what I'm doing. I've been driving bus for long enough, and I'm a professional. God damn it. I have been taking, in order to keep myself busy up there, because you do have a lot of free time in the middle of the day. So in order to keep myself busy, I do always bring up 2, 3, 4, 6 Gundam kits with me in my check baggage. So I've got like one big armored suitcase that I usually pull all the kits out of their boxes and just put them in the runners in the bags and just load them into my suitcase. So I got to figure, when that thing goes through the X-ray scanner, the security's got to be wondering, what in the hell is all this? But no one's ever said anything to me about it. So, and I've got some tools that I keep up there. You can store your luggage there for a week at a time when you're on days off, so that's cool. So I don't have to travel with my nippers or a hobby knife or paints or anything. It's all just kept up there. But yeah, so in the last several months, I have pretty much built the complete collection of mass retail real grade kits, save for the Wing Gundam and the Build Strike Gundam, neither of which I have any particular interest in getting, because I don't really like that version of Wing Gundam. I'd be very happy if they did the TV series version as opposed to like the Verka or whatever you want to call it. And Build Strike just doesn't appeal to me. I mean, I don't care about build fighters just in general, but whatever. And I have not yet built the red frame in the past several months. I did build one like a year and a half ago, but I bought a new one because, I managed to get my hands on a couple of limited edition. Let's just show you. Yeah, I'm kind of crazy about the real grade kits, and I'm kind of crazy about the Aster A Series. So I kind of went ahead and bought the Premium Bandai Gold frame and the Premium Bandai Blue frame. So now I have all three of the base model Astrays. I also have the gold frame Amatsu Mina custom, whatever it's called. The one with the big, wing cape thing and funky head crest and all of that. And if they ever do, the blue frame with all the extra armor parts, I will absolutely get one. Because I love the Aster A series, and I want to have the complete set. But I'm going to do an unboxing review of both of those as compared to the red frame, which I also have. But that's probably going to wait until tomorrow. It's been a while since I've been on camera, so I'm kind of trying to remember how this all works. But basically, I'm pretty happy with how my little setup down here is working out. Um, you know, I when I was planning on doing the shed project, um, I spent weeks, probably 3 weeks, with a mechanical pencil and a few sheets of drafting paper or graph paper, drawing up plans for a workbench that never came to be. Um, I learned how to use a program called SketchUp to design the bench in kind of 3D space and kind of get a feel for how everything was going to fit and like where to put stuff, like my computer and the TV and spray booth and whatnot. And yeah, I put a lot of time and a lot of energy into doing that, and kind of nothing ever became of it. But fortunately, I'm hoping to be able to use that knowledge to translate into building something down here. In the meantime, I just have a couple of plastic folding tables lined up against the wall. I'm going to put another one over here so that I've got some workspace that'll kind of wrap around. So I'm going to have a spray booth mounted over here. This will kind of be my building area. This will kind of be like painting area off to the side. So like, for hand painting or whatever. I haven't really decided where I'm going to put everything yet. And I got to figure out what I'm going to do for like entertainment while I'm down here, because I got to get a TV so I can, watch YouTube and play video games and kind of hibernate from the girlfriend. But I'm excited. I'm very excited to finally have a space to myself. Because, I love my girlfriend and I love living with her. But it's nice to have a place to go. Because, otherwise I'm just kind of hanging out in the living room watching TV with her. And if I want to do something else, I got to go to my room, or what else can I do? I can't work on a model in the house when she's home because I use the coffee table in the middle of the living room. So I don't really have that option. But now this is I think this is going to work out really well. And it's nice to have a studio, like an actual shooting studio proper, where I can, film and, do model photography. Because I have my good camera, my good Nikon. It's not like the best camera in the world or anything. It's a very entry-level SLR camera, but I like it, and I want to learn how to use it better. I want to get more mileage out of it. So the frame that I have set up behind me with the green screen on it, I'll be able to hang like a white sheet and use that for like a neutral background for model photography. Or hell, I can just straight up use the green screen. If I want to do like composite photography, or like remove, extract a model from the background and put it into a setting or something. But beyond that, though, I'm excited about just the kind of what this is going to mean for me as a hobbyist for different things that I'd like to do, because I've got room around the walls. I can set up shelves and display stuff. And, I got started on that Asteroid project last year that I was really excited about, that I never finished. I mean, the Asteroid itself is basically done. I think I got to do a little bit of tweaking to it yet. But, I was going to build and paint a Rickdom model to go with it, and that I never got around to. I've assembled the model, but I never painted it. So I got to do that yet and pose it with the Asteroid. And I might throw a Zaku or something in there into the mix with it. I haven't really decided yet, but I'm very excited about like getting into diorama stuff, because I've been watching a lot of diorama tutorials lately, like Luke Towan from Boulder Creek Railroad, and Kathy Millett. I just discovered her channel like 2 days ago, and I've been kind of marathoning her stuff lately. They do some really, really great stuff, and they have some really great tutorials. So I've been watching a lot of those, kind of learning getting some ideas and learning some techniques that I'd like to use in the future. So that's kind of what's been on my mind. It's very exciting. I'm very excited at where this is all going to go and where it's going to take me. Because, yeah, I really hope that I'm able to make this space my own permanently, and like finances remain stable enough that I can afford to keep the basement empty and just kind of use this as a hobby space slash hangouts with friends space. We had a party down here last month that was a lot of fun for mine and my girlfriend's birthdays. And that was a lot of fun. We had video games set up all over the place. We had games from different eras all set up in different rooms. We had a Pong machine in one room. We had an NES set up in another room. We had a Sega Dreamcast set up in the main living room. We watched a movie on Laserdisc. We had the Super Nintendo set up here on a projector, projecting onto the white sheet was set up behind me instead of the green sheet, because playing Super Mario Kart on a green screen would look really weird. But we had a white sheet set up, and that worked out really well. And that was a lot of fun. That was a really, really great party. And I'm super glad that it worked out. But yeah, so that's going to be the hope, that maybe we can just kind of turn this into like a shared living space slash rumpus room slash guest room kind of a situation. So yeah, that's pretty much where life is these days. Not much else to say. So yeah, I'm going to come back probably tomorrow or the next day with a 3-part... I'm probably going to do them all at once, but an unboxing of the 3 different real grade Asteroids, which I'm very excited about, because I do love those. I love the Aster A series, and I'm just nutty about the real grade series too. I don't know why. I don't know what suddenly changed, When they first were released, I think I built 1 or 2, and I'm like, I'm not into it. I've never been crazy about 1/44th scale stuff. And then all of a sudden, like 6 months ago, I guess it's because they're quick and they're small and they're easy to pose, and it doesn't take 3 days to assemble one, and they don't take up a lot of space, so I can build a lot of them while I'm up there, and set them up all over my room. But anyway, that's enough. I'm gonna come back, like I said, probably tomorrow with the 3 Asteroids. And I might do some other videos later this week if I can find the time, because I've got some other stuff on the way that I'm kind of hoping is going to arrive in time before I have to head back up. Otherwise, it'll just have to wait until I get back in a couple of weeks after that. So, thank you everyone out there for watching, and happy modeling.